Hello there, I'm Mary Cronert from the Living Room Community Art Studio, and today we are going to make some permission to self cards so that you can carry some creative comfort with you wherever you might go. When life gets busy and we're feeling stressed, it's easy to forget taking care of ourselves. This project is small enough to be carried with you wherever you go and can help you kickstart moments of self-care that make getting through the difficult stuff a whole lot easier. These also make really nice handmade gifts for friends and loved ones. For this activity, you will need a cardboard roll, various plain and decorative papers and cardstocks, a glue stick or white glue, scissors, yarn, ribbon, or embroidery thread, a hole puncher or something pointed to pierce paper, pencil crayons, markers, or gel pens to write out and embellish your cards and card case. Let's prepare the card case first. Start by selecting which papers you'd like to decorate it with. If you like, use your pencil crayons or markers to brighten up and personalize things. Us living room folks are big fans of repurposing materials that might otherwise be thrown out. If you're up for a bit of an artsy adventure, why not try drawing or painting on old book or dictionary pages, or transform yesterday's news into something one-of-a-kind and eye-catching. Sometimes, making art out of non-traditional supplies can give us permission to explore, play, and try new things without fear of awakening our inner critics. Once you've chosen and embellished your papers, take your cardboard roll and flatten it with the palm of your hand. Once it's flattened out, you can begin decorating it, arranging and collaging your papers onto the roll with your choice of glue. If you're using lighter papers, like tissue paper or wrapping paper or newsprint, a glue stick will probably work just fine. If you're using thicker scrapbooking type paper, you may need to use white glue to have things stay put. As you're covering the cardboard, use your decorative paper to overlap and seal one end of the roll shut, leaving the other end of the flattened roll open so that you can insert and store the cards you will be making. Take your time and feel free to get creative with how you apply your paper coverings. When you've finished covering your card case, set it aside so that we can begin creating the permission to self cards. Using your flattened roll as a guide, cut out papers and contrasting backings to create cards that will fit into the carrying case. They don't need to be the same size, as long as they can all fit easily inside the case. Glue your contrasting pieces together to decorate and strengthen your cards. Once the glue has dried, choose some markers or pens to write down the messages they'll carry. We want these cards to be infused with positive intentions, so take a moment to reflect on the kinds of activities that help you relax, refocus, and feel good before writing each one down on a card. These might be activities that are difficult to recall or allow ourselves in moments where we're feeling particularly overwhelmed, stressed out, or exhausted. While you can write anything you like on these cards, consider keeping the activities enjoyable and achievable. Things like giving yourself permission to make a cup of tea or hot chocolate, permission to go for a walk, have a snack, call a friend, or have a dance break. While it may feel counterintuitive, stepping away from what we're working on for just 5 or 10 minutes can sometimes help us return to the task at hand with renewed clarity and contentment. The simpler and more appealing the activities are, the more likely we are to give ourselves permission to follow through on them and reap the benefits. Once your messages are written out, take your hole punch or pointy thing and poke a hole in the end of each card that's large enough to pull a piece of yarn or ribbon through. We didn't have a hole punch on hand, so we used a bookbinding awl, but you could also use something like a push pin or even a sharpened pencil to make holes. Next, cut some lengths of ribbon or yarn and draw them through the holes you've created, tying them off so that they can be used to select and pull out permission cards when they're in the case. If you like, you can color code the yarn to represent different types of activities, or you can just let each activity be a surprise when it's chosen. Now that you're almost done, take one more moment to consider if there's anything else you'd like to add to your project to make it that much more special to you or the person you're making it for. Keep your cards handy so that you can access them whenever you need them most. This Permission to Self deck is meant to be customizable, so feel free to create new cards as you learn more about what works for you, or remove cards that aren't as helpful as you once thought they would be. The more you learn about yourself and what you need to feel healthy and happy, the easier it will be to get specific about the self-care practices that suit you and your wellness best. Life can be difficult in the best of times, and it's not always easy to schedule in that self-care time that helps us renew and prepare for the next challenge. Many of us have spent a lifetime learning how to be harsh critics of ourselves and what we perceive to be our imperfections. All we can do is try our best to appreciate our perfectly imperfect selves and give one another permission to learn new, kinder ways of being in the world. Hopefully, our Permission to Self cards will help us on that journey. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope that you find some time to make yourself or a friend some Permission to Self cards. You never know when a little self-care might come in handy.